Hello everybody, I am back from my illness hiatus. My name is Anaris, and I am here today with a Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 commentary here on the map Metalopolis. And if you hear that scratching noise in the background, that is my cat cleaning up around his food dish. Yes indeed, he is a tidy cat. So we have SSapoZenith spawning as the red Protoss down here in the 6 o'clock position. His opponent, none other than oGsJ, spawning as the blue Zerg in the 12 o'clock position. Like I said before, the map is Metalopolis, so I'm looking forward to a pretty exciting game here, in particular because of the starting positions. Now, on a lot of Blizzard maps, the expansions are laid out as such that, when you expand, you kind of move closer towards your opponent here a little bit and, kind of cut down on the rush distance here. But these two players are about as far apart as possible on this map, so I'm expecting to see at least a guaranteed one expansion here from both players. As you can see, the naturals are immediately outside of the main bases, which lead to another expansion up here at the top of the ramp, followed by two high-yield expansions in the middle of the map there. I'm sure most of you already know this, but like I said, when players are in these positions, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a long game, or at least not a quick one. I guess I'll say not a very quick game here, as opposed to, say, if they were right here. Now, I do want to point out that the Protoss did send his probe scouting, but before he sent it on this wide arc right here on the back of his base. That was not to check for any proxy positions, as some of you may probably be thinking, maybe newer to StarCraft, but rather, the Zerg player sent his Overlord, obviously, right here. And if the Zerg was right here, he would have sent his Overlord right here, and the Protoss would have seen it by the time he scouted, so that would save him a lot of running around time, which you see he did finally indeed scout the base. Going to keep his probe down here where the natural expansion is, just to make sure that the Zerg does not do any sort of crazy expansion shenanigans. You see right now he is gathering his gas right now in anticipation for the spawning pool. I'm guessing we're very likely to see some Speedling play here. Speedlings, they're probably not going to be able to break into the base, and I'm pretty sure both players know that, but what they will be able to do is they'll be good for defense, and they'll also be good for map control, getting back to the fact that where both of these players are, they're very far apart from each other, so anything that you can use to just get out on the map as quickly as possible and, stop harassment, stop probes. You can see that's exactly what these Zerglings are going to do right here. It's going to be a good thing. Cybernetics core is now complete for the Protoss player, still working. Actually, no, 2 gas now, working on 2 gas. Let's look at the income tab and see what both players are doing. You can see Blue actually cut back on the gas there a good bit, bringing 2 drones back off of the gas once he did indeed have 100 there. Zergling speed is about 60% complete, I think. Yep, looks like that's indeed the truth, as the expansion has now gone down for oGsJ. Zenith going with a pretty defensive position right here. This is a good idea. This pretty much shuts down any sort of Zergling harassment. As, like I said before, it's really easy to defend against the Speedlings here with Protoss early game with this so far apart. Just throwing down a Zealot there. Good to go. Second gateway going down, as well as a third, maybe looking to move out here in a little bit, maybe secure his expansion. Like I said earlier, I don't think we're going to see any sort of early aggression on either player, given the distance here. Hatchery just about complete. Queen transferring down here as the second one is just about done building. Probably see some drones go over to gas shortly after this expansion gets up. Probably wants to throw some drones on that just before transferring those drones back. I don't know what goons are. Goombas, maybe? I don't know. I haven't been playing a lot of Mario lately. For those of you who did not know, I actually was pretty darn sick the past few days. I was not able to cast, did not really have a voice. So for those of you who may be new to my channel, I know that actually some of you have come over from Husky Starcraft's channel. Do want to give a special shout out to you guys. Also want to give a shout out to my longtime fans, without whom this would not be possible. A little family moment there. Zerglings are moving out across the map, may decide to put some early pressure on the Protoss base here. Not really, well, it may be effective. It all depends on what happens to these sentries. Sentries obviously very good at, battle support roles, kind of battle manipulation. And that could be good for minimizing the amount of damage these Zerglings do. Obviously, he can block off the top of the ramp. Good position here. The pylon Zerglings are moving in, getting a good surround. Force fields are going down. Look at that. Blocked off all the sentries right there. And now the Zerglings are forced to retreat back here, where they will actually start to take down the Nexus. Will they be able to take it down? I think so. The Protoss cannot do anything about it. He was boxed in until just a second ago. No force fields are going down. Oh, no, they're just a second too late, as the Protoss does lose his expansion. Oh man, poor guy losing that right off the bat there. Not a good thing to happen whatsoever. Do note there is a Stargate on the way. He was planning on having that up. Probably looking to do a little bit of harassment. Maybe with some Phoenixes here. Would be very good, kind of equivalent to aerial Zerglings in the mid-game here. Let's actually look at the income tab. Oh, wait, no, we might have some more harassment from the Zerglings. No, looks like he's just going to try to bait around a little bit. Maybe waste some more energy from the sentries. You see, there goes a little bit of there. May lose a Zergling. Not going to happen, though. We see Harvester count currently 37 to 31 in the favor of the Zerg. Obviously, his expansion's looking pretty darn good, and comparing the incomes right now, still a little bit low in that gas, so you can expect to see that go a little bit higher, as right now the second geyser has been claimed. One in each, one in the main, one in the natural there, as we see the Nexus is just about complete. Just a quick look at the APM for shits and giggles. You can see it's about 130 to 274 right now. Production tab back up. We see Phoenix is on the way. Currently boosting that once to get that as quickly as possible. Like I said, man, they've already got one right here. They're really good for harassment against Zerg. And you know, when you're so far apart like this, you see, look at the targets. 2 Overlords right there. And there's another one right there. Okay, so there's the expansion right there, but there's more Overlords kind of hanging all over the place. So that one is going to go down. It's going to kick a little bit. Let's look at the Zerg supply count there. Pick off something that's not going to be killed. Could probably look at a tab for that, but whatever. It's cool. We see creep is being spread as well. Zerg player doing a good job of that. Trying to burn down this Overlord. Will he get it? He is moving and shooting. No, he will not. Queens are here to save the day. Expansion for the Protoss is now complete. We can take a look at the income tab while we watch the harassment here. See, it's evening out just a little bit, but obviously still a harvester discrepancy, 47 to 38. Looking at the army size, you can see they're about even 76 to 71, as more Overlords are going down here. He is having to increase production of them, kind of delaying the formation of his army just a little bit. Will he lift up one of these queens? Yes, he will. Will he be able to kill it, though? I do not know. No. Maybe. Yes, he does, right before retreating there. I was wondering if there was going to be a transfuse. So many queens, one of them had to have 50 energy, but apparently that is not the case, as the Protoss does get out of here. Very close to losing units, but gets out at the last second. Overlord, actually, it's kind of funny. He's choosing not to attack this one there. Just leaving those 2 alone. Wants to keep on probably trucking out towards the Zerg base. Once again, heading out with a little bit more reinforcements. 6 of them now going to make his way. You can see the Zerg pretty much doesn't have a lot of anti-air defense. He does have the Queens, and there's the Hydralisks just popping there a second ago. You can also see the Groove Spines upgrade is on the way. This will give a little bit additional range to the Hydralisks. Very much needed at this point. Queens are still going to be running around here. And looking at the army composition, you can see pretty much Zerglings, Roaches, Hydras, pretty standard forces there. Phoenix is still looking to maybe get some free kills here. Oh no! One of them was picked off by the Zerg. Good catch. As the drones are maybe running away. No, it looks like he was just transferring them all to one half of the pool, or the mineral patch there. Phoenix is still trying to get some more free kills, but will they be able to get out in time? I think they will, yes. Alright, so let's take a look at the Protoss base for just a second here. You can see he does have the robotics facility, warping in some immortal action. Also have the robotics bay. Still focusing on the gateway units pretty much. You can see he's slowly transitioning into those higher tier units. Still has a lot of sentries. That's a very good thing. You ought to be able to throw down some walls just in case. You know, kind of a nice little oh shit button there. As we see the Phoenixes are still running around here, trying to do a little bit more action. Now, like I said, you know, Zergling's great for controlling the map. Early game, mid, you know, into mid. Phoenixes at this point are, you know, they're going to maintain the superiority here, as they are Overlord hunting still. Wants to get as many kills as possible, delay the Zerg army from growing to full size, which you see right now is moving out towards the western portion of the map. Also bringing in a lot of Overlords here, man. I'll tell you what, we may actually see a drop, as he does have the upgrade. Does he have the drop upgrade? Yeah, I think he does. No? He does not have it yet, but I'm sure he will have it very soon. Yes, indeed. About 80-90% complete there. Phoenixes are way over on the other side of the map, still looking for those Overlords, which just happen to be hanging out with all of his anti-air right now. You look at that, even the Queens are coming to join this party, man. I'll tell you what, if we see some Queens dropped into the base, it'll certainly be interesting indeed. Moving into position there. I think we are indeed going to see a drop. Protoss actually coming over here with his Phoenixes. Oh, but there's a couple Queens actually there to push it off before the Protoss sees what's going on. Just barely missing that, and here comes the drop from the Zerg player. Let's see where it's going to probably happen, somewhere right over here-ish. So let's watch the income tab, and let's see the harvesters. Let's see what's going to happen to those here as the drop gets ready to take place in the Protoss main. He is moving his forces back across the map, but they are way out of position right now. Zerglings, Roaches, and Hydras are dropping down there. Look at that. So many probes are dying. Look at that. They're just dropping like flies, trying to transfer over to a different part of the base here. Zerg doing a good job keeping his Roaches right here. He wants to be able to have these units live as long as possible, giving him time to try to just finish off this half of the base. Looks like he's not going to be able to take down the Nexus in its entirety, but getting it to about 50%. And also the Warp Gate is unpowered with 35 hit points left. Phoenix is coming in and trying to get as many kills as possible. Obviously the Zerg is sacrificing a few of these Overlords in order to get out with the bulk of his forces there. And also the one lone Hydralisk. Meanwhile, we do have some pressure over here on this expansion. A couple Zerglings came over here just a few seconds ago, took down the 2 cannons that were here, and now it is being followed up by Hydralisk harassment. Although I don't think too much is going to happen here. The Colossi already in position. Force fields going down, and here comes some Roaches from behind. Will they be able to maybe pick off this Colossus, which is out of position here? No, he is actually going to try to engage the main army. Zealots coming in here, and this is going to be it for this attack. See Overlord coming over here. Can't talk. Overlord coming over here, still spilling out the creep. You see, he actually did a pretty good job of that, creeping up the base there a little bit. It's slowly receding, though. Phoenix harassment might take place once again here now that that battle has been completed. That has certainly hurt the Protoss player, but look at that. He had to lose so many units to get that done. He lost a lot of Zerglings, obviously, but still 113 to 44. Obviously, the Protoss sitting pretty good right now, as on the whole, we can see the income tab. Zerg still sitting pretty good. He's got about 2k minerals per minute compared to the Protoss 1500, 68 to 49. But we do have a Void Ray on the way, and still more Phoenix harassment here as, oh, looks like a little bit of a early miss micro cancellation there, dropping that Queen very quickly. So let's see what's going on here. Looks like he is responding here with